You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 17, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Board of Commissioners. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
6 p.m. Mike Seitz, can you lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Here.
Present by Zoom. Commissioner Grammarosa.
Present.
And Commissioner Haney.
Present.
All three are present.
Consider agenda.
Madam President, I would move to amend the agenda to include a travel request from Councilman Keel, please. Out-of-state travel request from Councilman Keel.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Consider approval of joint commissioners and council meeting that was held on November 20th of 2023 minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Consider approval of January 3rd, 2024 minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Consideration of claims, starting with payroll.
Yes, Commissioners, we have payroll for the period ending January 12, 2024 in the amount of $1,486,313.51.
Motion to approve payroll as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And then, Commissioners, we have operating expense claims in the amount of $2,246,795.20.
Motion to approve payroll claims as presented.
That's the operating
Or operating expense claims, I apologize. I was about to make another
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Madam President, I'm sorry, point of order. It just recalled to me that we need to be taking a roll call vote since we have a member present via Zoom.
Okay, so let's go back to payroll. We had a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
Commissioner Haney.
Aye.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Now we also had a motion and a second for operating expenses. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Present. Or aye. Sorry.
Commissioner Haney.
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Okay, we're moving on to public comment. Public comment is now open. Anyone like to come up for public comment?
Hi, this is Tommy Kolovic from 1316 Ohio Street. I'm a Michigan City man. Good evening, distinguished and honorable LaPorte County Commissioners. I want to commend the men and women of the LaPorte County Highway Department for doing such a great job of clearing our roadways and our city and municipal for clearing our city streets and everybody involved with all that, especially during this brutal winter. Everybody be safe. I want to complain once again about this new hauling company for our recycling. It's Warden Waste Away. I got my information packet. That map they sent out to us, it looks like it was drawn out by a first grader. It just totally doesn't really distinguish on what day your recycling is supposed to be. I was able to go on their website and put in my address, and it's the same day as what it's always been. I think it was also the same for my mom, who lives out in the county. I just want to say that was just including good luck everybody keeping their lid shut or not overloading their toters or put the unacceptable items here in Michigan City. They've always been really bad with that, and I don't think that's going to improve. nice good evening, and peace be with you. Go Wolves beat the Slicers Friday night. Smoking carbon monoxide detectors save lives.
Thank you. Public comment.
President, I just want to make the commission aware, I believe there might have been someone that wanted to make a comment with respect to a certain department, but pursuant to our public comment policy, public comment is not for employer departmental issues. So no comment will be made at that time. I advised the interested person that this is still ongoing.
What did,
Hello, Commissioners. I'm paramedic FTO John Schick. You've had discussions and meetings last week about my current medical leave.
This isn't appropriate for public comment.
I am talking about my personal...
Personnel issues, employment issues are not appropriate at this forum. Thank you.
I will stand down.
I'd like to call a 5-minute recess. Do I have a second?
Go ahead, second.
Give us 5 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Schick, please feel free to email us, or call, or both. I know I have received correspondence from you.
We call the January 17th meeting back to order. And we are open for public comments. Public comments.
Hello.
We have someone approaching the microphone stand here.
Hi, I'm Jen Saby, employee of the county. I just wanted to let you know that confidential information has been made public and has broke the whistleblower policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment. Do we have anyone on Zoom for public comment?
Yes. Faye Moore. Good evening.
Good evening.
My question is, who is the Human Rights Director for the county?
We don't have a human rights director.
Has the position been posted, or when do you intend to hire someone?
Excuse me, Madam President. This is public comment, period, not public question, period.
So I have to make a comment?
Yes, Ms. Moore.
So my comment is, when will you hire Monique Thomas for the position of the human rights, the human resource person?
Madam President, this is an employment issue.
That's my comment.
That's private.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Public comment is now closed. Department head comments.
Hi, Jeremy Sebecki from the Parks Department. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things we have coming up in the parks. I know it's winter, it's been cold. I think that cold snap is finally going to be past us for the most part. One of the new things that we have snowshoes that people can borrow out at Lure County Park. So they're free. Come out during, give the Nature Center a call and or the park office and find out when we have them available. We're trying to keep some extended hours on the weekends for people. We have a dance coming up it was our daddy-daughter dance, but we get a lot of calls with people that didn't have a dad around, so anybody can bring anybody at this point. Night hikes, she's been doing night hikes throughout the month. Painting classes, and then we're going to be involved with LaPorte's Winterfest on the 27th. We got at Red Mill County Park, we're going to have cookies and crafts, educational programs, snowshoeing out there at Red Mill. She's doing a night hike with stories telling and s'mores, and then a campfire, so lots of good stuff. Almost all of it's free, unless there's an expense, a significant expense to the Parks Department. So lots of good stuff. Just look at our new website. We got a new website this past year, so LaPorteCountyParks.org, and come out and see us. So thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Do we have any other department heads on Zoom?
Monique Thomas, Interim HR Director. The North Shore Health Center is offering a Heart Health Challenge for the month of February for our employees, and I am here to ask permission if our employees can participate in the challenge, and if I could sit down and email to all of our employees to participate in this program, so that way we can, move forward a healthy employment.
I'd like to make a motion of support for that.
I would second your motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're going to need a roll call vote.
Roll call.
And did you step down to make that motion?
I was told I don't have to step down for motions.
Yeah, small board, I'm sorry. Pursuant to Robert's Rules of Orders, rules for small boards are relaxed. So I don't know if that's necessary. If you want to step down, you can, but pursuant to my reading of Robert's Rules 12th edition, that's not necessary.
Never encountered that before. Okay.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
and Commissioner Haney.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Okay, as a department head, we had a meeting prior to this, a workshop actually for the spongy mott. And I would like to add, just sending this to the attorney, that if we could either get a resolution or a letter of support that we could send down to Representative Jim Pressel to see if we could get some funding for spraying for the spongy mott. That's my motion.
I'd second your motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, or actually roll call?
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
and Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Any other department heads? Hearing no other department heads? Oh,
I snuck up on you.
sorry.
I'm Danielle Adams. I'm the director of the LaPorte County Historical Society Museum. I just wanted to give a year-end report so you know what we accomplished in 2023. The number of visitors went up over 1,000 from last year to over 6,500. Last year it was about 4,700, so we've had a massive increase in visitors at the museum. We had 19 different events, including 9 Veterans Free Days, 6 Historical Society meetings, 2 artisan fairs, a car show. We hosted the row crop community, and the Lieutenant Governor came and gave a speech. And we also hosted our trick-or-treat at the museum, which brought in over 420 different kids, and double that if you count the adults that came with them. So that was one of our most successful events of the year. We gave 27 tours. Our tour groups to schools and churches are both free. So they were mainly school groups of 4th and 3rd graders that came to the museum free of charge. We put up 18 different exhibits during the year. Some of my favorites were the gallery wall, people in portraits, so you could see familiar faces from LaPorte County. We also celebrated Black History Month and Women's History Month in February and March with 2 exhibits. And my personal favorite was the Pets of LaPorte County exhibit, where we highlighted some of the pet adoption places that you can go to in LaPorte County. Some other just fun things that we did. We have an AED now. We have 2 in the building, one on the main floor next to the elevator and one in the basement next to the elevator as well. And then I became CPR certified to go along with that. One came from the county and one was a grant from the Healthcare Foundation, which was super helpful. So now we have 2. We recurated a number of our permanent exhibits. So we had 18 pop-ups and we recurated a number of our permanent exhibits. One of them my sister actually worked on. So the geology exhibit, if you come to the museum, it's brand new, revamped. New scavenger hunts. We got Wi-Fi throughout the building now, which is really exciting. We got a new cash register, which is we very much needed. We're a Blue Star Museum during the summertime. I personally cataloged over 1,147 found in collection items. Those are things you find in the museum that you think this is definitely an artifact, but I can't find the number that's associated with it. Those are, most museums have those, all museums have them, but you're supposed to catalog them as you find them. So almost 1,200 of them were found and cataloged this year, which is really fantastic. And 130 different people donated items to the museum. So we had over 130 donations, but 130 unique donors. And we had a couple of really successful restoration projects with grants from the Questers were really helpful this year. So we got a hat mounted in a display case. We got the Holy Family Hospital Chapel window restored with some grants from the Questers, and I helped a local business with the restoration of a chandelier from the LaPorte Theater, and I got my master's degree. So that's
Congratulations.
Museum. This year, 2024, is the year of the towns. So the towns are taking over the museum for the year of 2024. It's not the Michigan City Museum. It's not the LaPorte Museum. It's the LaPorte County Museum. So we really need to bring in the stories of more of the little towns like Hannah, Union Mills, where I'm from, Wanata, Westville, etc. So Westville is actually the first one up. So we've got a Westville exhibit happening this month in the museum. It'll change every month. So every month there'll be a different town highlighted. So the first 3 are Westville, Kingsford Heights, and Rolling Prairie.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other department heads?
Madam President, I would like to make a motion, since you've ordered the claims not to be published in the newspaper anymore, just to have those claims instead published on the website. That way, if people want to see them, they're still available.
I think that's something, so we have a motion to
Publish
the claims on the website. Do we have a second?
I would second that, but I got a question. Who is actually doing our website right now?
I believe
It's a good question.
Bailey McGrath.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Schroeder?
Don't roll call.
Aye.
Sorry, Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
Mr. Grammarosa.
Aye.
3 ayes. And we will take that as a formal discontinuance then of the advertising of the claims.
Per your request, per your
Inquiry.
email.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Okay. Do we have any other department head claims, comments? Closing department head comments. Do we have any requests? Moving on. We have nothing under old business.
Madam President, we can just move over for next meeting, the microvote contract with the clerk. We're just redoing the contract. There's some just technical wording issues that we had to change around.
Okay. So under new business, 12A, consider 2-year contract with microvote. We'll table it. Do I have a motion to table till next
Motion
meeting?
to table.
Motion to table.
And second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
3 tables.
Under 12B, we have consider clinic site agreement between the county and health department Amanda Lanyards, our health department head.
Sorry, really bad hat hair day. So we have two MOUs for you to review and consider. One is between the health department and the county for use of county buildings in an event of emergency. This is something that we've had in place for years, and we're looking just updating those agreements. We also have one with a request with South Central Schools to also use as a pod site, again, in the case of emergencies. It's there for your consideration.
Thank you. I'd make a motion to approve both mass prophylactics clinic site agreements and MOUs.
Attorney, have you reviewed this?
Yes, I reviewed them, and I reviewed the code citations, and I spoke with the board, health board. Yeah. Yes, I reviewed the law, I reviewed the MOUs, and I spoke with the Board of Health attorney today as well, too. So they seem in good order. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
and Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Consider ordinance on speed limit change on 500 East. J.
Motion to
Sullivan.
approve.
Second.
Did you get your answers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have the updated copy.
Okay. You don't have to come up. We already have a motion and a second.
We do have a follow-up.
Oh, okay.
So
then we have a motion and a second on the ordinance on speed limit change for 500 East. Roll call.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
Commissioner Haney,
aye.
and Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Are we moving to suspend the rule to waive 2 readings?
Speaker.
Are we moving to suspend the rule requiring 2 readings for an ordinance?
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Yeah, I'll make that motion. Suspend the rules for second reading.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I think I'd prefer to hold it over to the next meeting, just in case there's any residents who have any thoughts out there. Give them a chance to speak up if they have any issues. I didn't hear anything, but
Okay, so we'll bring back the second reading at the next meeting.
Yes, and we'll just, if someone could technically move to read by caption only, because we did not read the ordinance in its entirety. Unless if someone would like to read the ordinance for the first reading.
and I would move to approve for first reading by title only, ordinance setting new speed limit on 500 East north of 200 South to State Road 4.
Second the motion.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Or actually roll call.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
Nice.
Okay, consider addendum to bridge inspection contract for USI.
Yes, this was in addition to the 2021 to 2023 bridge inspection contract. USI discovered that they had 8 bridges that actually needed inspected every year instead of every 2 years once they did the first inspection. This was in 2021, and they didn't bring it to our attention, but there was 8 bridges that needed inspected every year instead of every other year, so there was 8 more inspections they needed to do. So I told them I would come before the board and request. It is an 80% reimbursement by NDOT, and it's a little over $16,000 total.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Brzezinski,
Aye.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Haney.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Thank you very much, and be safe going home, everybody.
You too.
Thank you. Consider the remainder appointments to boards and commission.
Madam President, yeah, we did miss a couple at our last meeting. Number one would be a commissioner for the insurance committee, and I would nominate Commissioner Grammarosa.
I would nominate myself as serving 3 years so far on the board, having overseen a growth in our savings as well as the employee clinic, which is saving us a tremendous amount of money. I'd love to continue to serve and do that work. My background makes me uniquely qualified for it as well.
So we have 2 nominations. We're looking for a second, or do we just vote?
You vote and name who you're voting for. Scott, she's talking to you.
I'm sorry. Yes, you can vote per nominee.
Okay. Our first nominee is Commissioner Grammarosa. Roll call.
Commissioner Merzinski.
Aye.
Commissioner Haney.
Nay.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
2 ayes. Passes.
Thank you. As the new appointee to that board, as I was on the board up until just a few minutes ago, can you please explain for us why, once again, in relation to missing monies, missing payments, why I was denied access to files that you were provided, and why the vendor is refusing to turn over information to both myself and the auditor's office? Are you going to share that with us so we can figure out what the money is?
Why did you lie and say there was a $650,000 overpayment, and when we came back and there was no $650,000 overpayment?
Excuse me, Commissioner Grammarosa, we can take this offline.
$650,000 in payments that went out. We're trying to track down and make sure we know where all $650,000 went. We had a great presentation from
Madam President,
Mr. DiMartino the other day where
being investigated.
he put up $15,000 as the number, where it looks like now we're back up to $90,000 as part of that $650, which we're still trying to juxtapose. Is it 15? Is it 90? Where is the total of the $650? And once again, you're hiding it. Now I've been removed from the insurance committee.
No one is hiding anything.
Yes, you are.
We have
Why did
put
you
out
order a
wrong
vendor
information.
to not send it?
We're
It's not
moving.
wrong
We're
information.
moving on.
Why wouldn't you provide the document? If I'm
Why
wrong,
did you
provide the
lie?
documentation.
Why did you lie? And
I
why
didn't.
did
Provide
the auditor
documentation.
apologize at the same meeting
Show us
for
the
giving out the
documentation.
wrong information?
If I'm wrong, show us.
Okay, we're
release the
moving on.
documents. Release the documents.
We would like to be able
Prove it.
to.
I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I'd
I'll call
love for this money
recess.
to be out for the
I'll call a
community to have
recess.
back. Happy to. Release it.
Madam President, we also failed to name the commissioner liaison to the Parks Board. I would nominate myself, Commissioner Mrozinski, for that position.
I would nominate myself as having attended 98% of the meetings in person over the last 3 years. We know right now Commissioner Mrozinski is going to miss at least 50% being down in Florida.
We have 2 nominations.
You
Our
literally
first
live half the year down in
nomination
Florida.
Was for Commissioner Mrozinski. Roll call.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
Commissioner Haney.
Nay.
Commissioner Merzinski.
Aye.
2 ayes. Motion passes.
Okay, we have.
Another appointment that we, it got messed up. There was a motion with no second and a second with no motion. That was for the appointment to the Alcohol Board. I would nominate John Neblong, who used to be on that board, did a fine job.
I would once again nominate Mr. Rodney McCormick.
So we do you want to explain the issue with that appointment?
It was pretty simple. We made a motion without a second, and then we had a second without the motion. And so it never really got formally passed.
I understand, and again, with Robert's Rules of Order, because that's what we have historically gone by in this county, under section 49:21, motions need not be seconded. Now, it doesn't mean you have to follow that advice for small boards, but it's possible to do it in that fashion, according to Robert's Rules.
So do you believe that the way it was appointed the first time was appointed legally? It was appointed with a second, but with no motion.
I know it sounded convoluted the way we did it because there's a discussion and then a motion, or then a motion was made or a second was made.
After discussion.
After discussion to the nomination. So I can't say I see a problem with it legally, but you as a board can do what you want to do.
Every other appointment we made had a motion and a second, so to be consistent, I think that, as it stands, that position is open, and therefore,
Mr. Paycheck is saying that it's not
nominate John
open.
Nevlin.
Are you saying it's not open? Or are you saying that it can stand the way it is?
I'm saying according to Robert's rules, it can stand because motions are not required to be seconded for small boards. If a member would like to table this and I can look into it further, I'll be more than happy to do that. So no one makes a rash decision, but I'm telling you what I know based on my understanding of Robert's rules for small boards.
So I'd like to make a motion to table. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
If I just heard correctly, Mr. Paycheck, you're saying that for small boards, a motion doesn't need a second at all at any point?
That's my understanding for small boards.
So anybody can make a motion and call for a vote?
Yes, and I know it's really a distinction without a difference because if you're not going to get a second, you're most likely not going to get 2 of 3 votes anyway, if that makes any sense.
It does, but it also...
Breaks precedent.
It's a departure from, I think, as far back as my knowledge goes of the commission, though it's a stark departure from how things have been handled for as far back as I can recall. So
I understand, and that's why I'm willing to look into this further. I don't want to give the board wrong advice. I'm citing Robert's Rules 49:21 for small boards, so I'll continue to look at it if it's tabled.
all right, I appreciate that. Could you also look into if there's any other counties in the state of Indiana that utilize that small board option? Because I mean, small board, I get the idea for small board rules. However, most small boards don't preside over the decisions that affect 111,000 people. Most small boards are, maybe the animal care board or something minor, as opposed, not that our small animal control is minor, but my point being that whatever they do has to be confirmed by our board. For us, any decisions we make, the rules we follow are for 111,000 people, not for, a gardening club or something, right?
That's a fair concern, and I'll look into it. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
So we have a motion and a second to table the alcohol beverage appointment until the attorney can review. Roll call.
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Grammarosa,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Okay, we still have the shared ethics advisory.
For the shared ethics advisory, I would like to nominate Angie Carr.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
I'm sorry, that's for nomination. Are you closing nominations? Are there other nominations?
I seconded it, so I don't know if we need to officially say closed, but
Commissioner
there's only
Grammarosa,
one spot, so.
Aye.
Commissioner Haney,
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
3 ayes.
We also have an opening on the Property Tax Board of Appeals, commonly referred to as PETA-BOA. Nominate Tracy Cummings.
I would nominate Mr. Ken Pers.
So we have 2 nominations. We'll start with the first nomination. Roll call for Tammy Cummings.
Tracy.
Tracy Cummings.
Commissioner Haney.
I'm not familiar with that individual, so nay.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
That was the individual that was on there last year and had requested that she remain on it, so I am an aye.
And Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
2 ayes. Motion passes.
We also have a open position on community correction. Nominate Michael Ducey.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Grammarosa.
Aye.
Commissioner Brzezinski.
Aye.
Commissioner Haney.
Aye.
3 ayes.
I think that's all the appointments that we've missed.
I believe so too. So I have a motion to adjourn.
We have one more, Madam President, we have one more item to discuss, a travel request from Councilman Keel.
Okay.
Did it pass earlier?
So we weren't given any paperwork on that. They submitted it at 3:15
Add to the agenda.
for.
Yeah, good evening, Commissioners. This was kind of a last minute thing that I was made aware of, an opportunity, and as this is the last meeting that you have before this opportunity, that's why I came a little bit late today. As noted in that earlier, more detailed email, I'll be in Washington, D.C. in February for another conference. I've been offered an opportunity to attend the National Association of Counties annual conference at no cost to the county. My travel to and from DC is already covered, so I'm approaching the commissioners with a request to approve out-of-state travel and cover my lodging and miscellaneous travel expenses not otherwise already covered. And I estimate those to be around $550. This opportunity is a considerable savings to the county, as most of my other travel expenses are already covered. And my impression is this expense would be eligible to be paid from the Elected Officials Training Fund. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Question. Yeah, Dr. Cora used to go to these, but he, well, two things. Number one, he gave us a little more notice. And number two, I believe he went and then turned in for reimbursement when he got back. I would question, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that when we act on something that includes taxpayer money, that it has to be advertised ahead of time.
I came and submitting my travel expenses back to you for approval. In the past, when Dr. Cora attended, the county was covering the entire cost. I didn't intend to go until I found out that I'd be able to attend at very little cost to the county. That's why I'm bringing it to you a little bit later in the process.
Can we do that then? Can you
yes,
bring your receipts and be reimbursed?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't mind paying up front. I think I'm required under our policies to request permission to travel out of state and incur those expenses, and that's why I'm approaching you tonight.
You are. I would make a motion to approve Mr. Councilman Keel's travel request to that convention.
I'll second that. Second that.
So we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Brzezinski?
Aye.
Commissioner Grammarosa?
Aye.
And Commissioner Haney?
Aye.
3 ayes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
So
motion to adjourn.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming out tonight.